Have you ever felt a sudden chill in a warm room? Or caught a fleeting shadow in the corner of your eye? For centuries, humans have been fascinated and terrified by the idea that we are not alone, that there's a world just beyond our senses, a world of the supernatural. Today, we're diving deep into the realm of supernatural horror, exploring the stories that make our blood run cold and our hair stand on end. Let's start with the classic ghost story. Everyone loves a good haunting, right? From the mournful specter of a jilted lover to the mischievous poltergeist throwing your keys across the room, ghosts are a cornerstone of supernatural horror. But why do they scare us so much? It's the violation of our most fundamental beliefs. The dead are supposed to stay dead. When they come back, it shatters our understanding of the world. Think about famous hauntings like the Amityville House or the Bell Witch. These aren't just spooky tales. They're stories that suggest the barrier between life and death is thinner than we think. The idea that a spirit could be tied to a place, an object, or even a person, unable to move on, is tragic and terrifying. It taps into our fear of unresolved business, of being trapped. And when that spirit is malevolent, well, that's when things get really scary. It's no longer just a sad soul. It is an active threat from a dimension we can fight back against in conventional ways. How do you fight something that can walk through walls? But supernatural horror isn't just about ghosts. Let's talk about demons. While ghosts are often portrayed as human spirits left behind, demons are something else entirely. They are ancient, non-human entities, often depicted as pure evil with a single goal: to cause suffering and chaos. The fear of demonic possession is a primal one. It's the ultimate loss of control, the idea that your body, your thoughts, your very soul could be hijacked by a malevolent force. Movies like The Exorcist brought this fear into mainstream consciousness with terrifying realism. The horror comes from the complete helplessness of the victim and the desperation of those trying to save them. The rituals, the ancient languages, the battle of faith against a powerful, unseen enemy, it all creates a narrative of cosmic struggle happening right inside a person's bedroom. It's a deeply personal and invasive kind of horror. Unlike a haunted house you can leave, if the haunting is inside you, there's nowhere to run. Now, let's venture into a different kind of supernatural terror: cosmic horror. This is the fear of the unknown on a grand, incomprehensible scale. H.P. Lovecraft was the master of this subgenre. His stories aren't about jump scares or ghostly apparitions. They're about the crushing realization of humanity's insignificance in a vast, uncaring universe. The horror comes from ancient, godlike beings like Cthulhu, entities so far beyond our understanding that just glimpsing them could drive a person insane. Cosmic horror plays on our fear of what lies beyond the veil of our reality. It suggests that all our science, our religion, our philosophy, it's all just a fragile shield against a truth that would shatter our minds. It's not about a monster that wants to eat you. It's about a universe that doesn't even notice you. That existential dread, the feeling of being a tiny ant in the path of a cosmic steamroller, is a unique and profound kind of terror. It's the fear that nothing we do matters, and that powerful, ancient forces are stirring just outside our perception. Another fascinating corner of supernatural horror is folklore and mythology. Every culture has its own monsters, its own cautionary tales passed down through generations. These stories are so effective because they feel real, rooted in the history and beliefs of a people. Think of the Wendigo from Native American lore, a creature born from cannibalism that embodies insatiable hunger. Or the Japanese Onryu, vengeful spirits so powerful their rage can manifest as a physical curse. These aren't just random monsters. They represent the deepest fears and taboos of the cultures they come from. The horror is amplified because it's not just a story. It's a warning. Don't stray too far into the woods. Don't disrespect the dead. Don't succumb to your darkest impulses. These folktales remind us that there are ancient rules and powers in the world that we should not mess with. Breaking them has consequences, often supernatural and always horrifying. So what about curses? A curse is a targeted form of supernatural malevolence. It's not a random haunting or a cosmic entity. It's personal. Someone or something wants you to suffer. The fear of curses stems from our sense of justice and fairness being turned on its head. You could be a good person, living a normal life, and suddenly everything goes wrong because of a cursed object you found or an ancient tomb you disturbed. The horror lies in the powerlessness and the inevitability of it. A curse is like a supernatural ticking clock, counting down to your doom. Movies like The Ring or Drag Me to Hell perfectly capture this dread. You have a deadline. You have to figure out the rules of the curse and find a way to break it or pass it on before it is too late. It's a race against a force you don't understand, and that relentless pressure is what makes it so terrifying. It turns your life into a puzzle where the penalty for failing is unspeakable. Let's also touch upon haunted objects. The idea that an inanimate object can hold a spiritual energy or be a conduit for a supernatural entity is incredibly creepy. Think of the doll Annabelle or the Dybbuk box. These objects look harmless, but they are vessels for something sinister. The horror here is subtle at first. It's the doll appearing in a different room, the strange whispers coming from the box. It invades our safest space, our home, through an object we willingly brought inside. This subgenre plays on our attachment to material things and our trust in the mundane. A haunted house is one thing, but a haunted phone, a haunted painting, a haunted piece of jewelry? It means the threat can be small, portable, and easily overlooked until it's too late. It blurs the line between the safe and the dangerous, making us second-guess the history of every antique we buy. But why do we seek out these stories? Why do we willingly subject ourselves to these feelings of fear and dread? For one, it's a safe way to confront our deepest anxieties. In a controlled environment, we can explore our fear of death, the unknown, and loss of control without any real danger. It's a thrill, an adrenaline rush. The moment of relief when the movie ends and you turn on the lights is part of the experience. Supernatural horror also allows us to believe, just for a little while, that there's more to the world than what we see. It opens up the possibility of magic, of an afterlife, of a reality beyond the mundane. Even if that reality is terrifying, it's also exciting. It reminds us that the universe might just be a little more mysterious and wonderful than we thought. The stories act as modern-day campfire tales, bringing us together to share a collective shiver and then laugh about it afterwards. From the rattling chains of a classic ghost to the mind-bending terror of a cosmic entity, supernatural horror has an enduring power. It taps into our primal fears and our endless curiosity about what lies in the shadows. It challenges our perception of reality and forces us to ask, what if? What if the dead could walk? What if ancient evils were real? What if we're not alone in the universe? These are the questions that keep us up at night, huddled under the covers, listening for that bump in the night. And we wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the dark and mysterious world of supernatural horror. It's a vast and terrifying landscape, and we've only just scratched the surface. What's your favorite type of supernatural story? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the things that go bump in the night. Stay curious and maybe keep a light on tonight. See you next time.